Hello everybody, welcome to this week's ITL. Yeah, I'm doing with my older camera. This is actually my JVC. But I decided to go ahead and shoot it in here because the weather outside is frigid cold, man. It's cold as heck. Had a nice cold front come down. Blanket. This is part of Pennsylvania. It is what it is. I've been actually burning fuel out in the garage, trying to keep that thing warmed up. I'm out there working off and on. But yeah, trying to get things done so I don't have to. I can start doing the ITL on a timely manner instead of pulling this, which is going to be late. I apologize for that, but hey, life is life. You got to get certain things done first. First thing was the SUV needed some tender loving care, I'll call it. It's getting long in the tooth, but I mean, for a 15-year-old vehicle, it's doing wonderful. It's just the small nitpicking things that really, for one, things like the door, for the one seatbelt that the latch started acting up on me. Fixed it, no problem. With the colder weather setting in, the power locks on the doors, the two out of four are starting to act up. Yeah, but there's workarounds for that. If I have to, I can just go ahead and go to a salvage yards. Yeah, salvage yards. Pick and pull, Gopher. And get a couple actuators for it. I mean, it's 15 years old, and they're between $100 and $200 a piece. If I buy them new, for a 15-year-old vehicle, I'll go ahead and go use and run when I can. But yeah, something I did find out. I always kind of wondered how Linux would run. I run Linux on both my laptops, now. And I've always wondered how well they would run an external drive, say. Because I have actually an external drive case. I don't have it near me, so it's actually with my laptop. But it takes these little hard drives, the IDE ones, and it makes an external drive. I was wondering how well that would work and everything else. And I'm like, the first drive I actually experimented on, it was actually a drive that uses, let me get this out real quick, sit down a little bit, these little discs. And if you're not familiar with them because you're too young, this was called a 3.5 inch floppy back in the day. Man, they're back in the day. They're old as the hills. And I have tons of them, actually. A lot of them are gone bad, but I got tons of them. And what do I use them for nowadays is my one, it's a Sony Mavica. It's a nice camera, and it's a real nice camera. It takes those discs. And I use the camera actually do a lot of my thumbnails, and actually the pictures are so good that I don't do anything to them, and I'll use them in my videos off and on. They work nice. Most of my pictures are from that camera, but yet I need a drive to be able to use it. So, got my hands on a drive. The little USB drive, which is right here. It's a nice little USB drive. You can't see too well. And let me see if I can get the name in there. It should be. I don't know. It's going to focus in on it. That's okay. But the USB drive just plugs right in, and this was with the HP, the 2006 laptop. Picked it up like it was nothing, Didn't have to worry about drivers. That's actually that drive that I showed you. And I'm not going to BAAYZOO. That what the name is? It's got off of Amazon. It's for Mac. It is for Windows, and it goes through from Vista on up. XP on up, and it works. It's supposed to work. I plugged it into the Linux. It works. Took the pictures off of it. Matter of fact, if you haven't noticed, my ITL thumbnail has changed a little bit. It's still a view of the birdhouse that I built. Shortly after I bought the house. It's on my fence. Has a little bit of snow on the roof. That's from the last snow, and it's by that camera. It's from that camera. That camera took it. Now I used the zoom in because I stood at my back port, my back door, and zoomed in on and got it. Even with the zoom, it didn't look half bad. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. I love using my old technology to get things done. And you could do this. You could do this. And even using these little old little 3.5-inch floppies. No, I actually had a box of these given to me by a YouTube viewer, subscriber. I mean, my channel subscribers. And yeah, his name's Gopher. He, well, it was last year before, summer before last. Whenever I first met him, he said, "Here, Mike, I heard, yeah, you can use these." And there were a box of these old 3.5. They're the Sony ones, not this one here. This is a imitation. That's what it calls. And this is out of my big box of them. And I used to use. I mean, they work. They work. What blows my mind though on those little discs, a little box. I mean, I used to pick them up for what was it like? Between $5 and $10 a box, depends on the quality. Now they're like $27, $30, something like that, and it was like $27 or $30. Like for a $10 a 10, like no, I'm not doing that, not doing that. I'll go ahead and go through and discard my old ones. I mean, I have some old installation of Windows, OS2 up there. I got tons of that. You can reuse those discs, it's not a problem. But yeah, if I go through them, because I am saving my pictures on the discs as I go, and I'll mark down what's on it on the labels, and that way I know what's on them. It would be better off because they don't hold. I mean, they only hold a 1.44 megabyte, 1.44 megabyte, compared to the gigabytes, terabytes. These are nothing anymore, nothing. Now, what I wouldn't mind, and this is crazy too, what I wouldn't mind getting my hands on is actually the Omega. Well, it won't be Omega anymore. The zip drives, the Zip 100s. I have several of those discs around too, and my drive's long on the tooth. I mean, I got that back in, I believe, the 90s, and it's long on the tooth, and it doesn't have the connectors to plug into my laptops anymore. But I can get it in USB. I've seen it online on the on Amazon that connects right into the USB, and that would be an idea. But the price is a little bit on the high side right now. Where this little 3.5-inch drive, which surprised me, it was like $12. Actually, I didn't pay that, but it was $12 online. And he's like, yeah. And I'm not trying to have anybody buy any of these, because I'm not going to put a link down in the description unless I get somebody asking me, because I'm not making no money off of this. But these drives are, I mean, you come across the old discs, you make a use for them. Why not? Why not? But yeah, that's been what's going on. Just showing some of the old tech I've been using. I did change the rear brakes, not the front brakes, the rear brakes. I normally change them in both together. But the rear brake pads I put on back in May on the Goat. I put them both on at the same time. They went down to nothing just a couple weeks ago. And it took them about a week for them to come in from. I ordered them off Amazon, of course. Amazon. I love shopping and having it at the home. It's on my house. And they get there pretty quickly too. They came in pretty good. And before I didn't get the centered brake pads, which are HH. And normally I get the cheap organic ones, fibers. And I burned through this set like in no time. My rotor is in good shape. My rotor, I mean, it's got a very, 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 very slight wave to it, but nothing to worry about. I mean, you have to really, really feel on the rotor to feel that wave on it. So it's nothing to really worry about. But it's like, it just ate through it. So it's like, nah, I ain't gonna play that game. So I went ahead and got the centered ones. But my front ones are like new practically still, because I'm not hard on the front brakes. I'm harder on the rear because, well, I'm used to riding in winter times. Winter times around here, you don't touch the front brakes unless you know that road's clear. Because, well, you get on some black ice or something, you lock that front wheel, well, chances are you're going to go down. And my fat butt hitting the road, concrete at any speed, is not going to be a fun thing. Or the blacktop. And I'm not playing that game. It's more controllable if you happen to lock up the rear a little bit than it is a front. They're just the facts. I don't make the facts, I just go with them. Yeah, I learned that interesting thing the first time I tried riding a polar bear challenge, and that was with the KZ750. I accidentally, not thinking, hit the front brake, and well, I'll just say I mangled one of my side pipes because it had my mufflers. It had dual exhaust. It has dual exhaust on it, and the one horn kind of had a little bit of a mangle to it, and they were beautiful before I did that. So I was like, yeah, I learned my lesson quickly, and it hurt. It hurt good. It was too bad. It was lucky that I just wasn't going hardly at all. I still felt the pain. But yeah, I'm changing the rear ones are the centered brake pads. Front ones are still the organics. The front ones has a little bit softer of a braking than the rears. That's due to the difference. But I mean, I don't use the front ones hardly at all anyway, unless I'm going highway speeds. Because a lot of the in-towns, the back brakes just do fine. You're not going fast enough. But I mean, I figured I got new brake pads waiting for the front. The centered brake pads. I'm just sitting there waiting, hanging on the wall. But it's just, when time comes. I mean, they're like new now. And I mean, I don't have a lot of miles on it. That's what surprised me. The rear pads went out so quickly. There isn't really any miles on this stinking thing. And they're not dragging. So it's like, they drag a little bit when it gets cold out. But that goes away real quick. But whenever it gets cold. Not whenever it's warmer. I don't know. I mean, I got it with the caliper working beautiful. There's no problems. But it is what it is. It's been a constant problem with the bike since I got it. And I just live with it. It just works out. Oh, I see Ron C put a video up. If you're watching this, Ron C, you know I don't like talking in multiple plurals here. I mean, multiple second hand here. I mean, we do miss you, dude. Get some of those videos up. Yeah, I missed the I.T.L. last week, and I apologize for that. But it's like, times are getting tough right now. I will be back on our ball. It's just timing. Well, I've gabbed at you guys way too long. It's MuzzleMike, hoping you all have a great week. No, hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. I'm not signing out yet. This video and the previous 2 or 3 videos has been rendered down with that HP. Just letting you know. Just saying. You'll have that. Signing out.